Thank you for joining us for a very special series. I will be highlighting the power of metabolic health in the employee wellness space in this series of multiple episodes. We're going to be demonstrating the power of nutrition and community in improving the lives of employees in the corporate landscape. Our employee wellness program has been published in the medical literature. We've demonstrated a reduction in cardiovascular risk, a reduction in A1C, blood pressure, and weight, all while reducing the burden of medications. Despite these amazing results in the literature, they don't capture the patient experience. Today, we're going to be bringing you those stories. We're bringing you the story of Gregg, a longtime employee of Laitram, the company that entrusted us to bring metabolic health to their workplace. Gregg's journey will leave you inspired and invigorated to start your own journey, or maybe bring metabolic health to your workplace. I hope you enjoy this. Welcome to our innovative series on employee wellness, one of several episodes, and we hope you enjoy this.
The Louisiana company that invented a machine to process shrimp back in 1947 is leading the way in employee wellness and healthcare.
Went to work and your company gave you the tools and time that you needed to get in shape.
And that's exactly what one local company is actually doing, and it's working, helping employees get off medications and transform their lives.
And in 2017, I lost my father. He had heart disease. And so I said, I got to do something. I want to see my granddaughter grow up.
Despite struggling with weight for many, many years, Gregg's down 115 pounds, but what's different is the change is happening at work.
I talked with Dr. Tro Program of Dr. Tro's Weight Loss about what Laitram provides its employees.
We work with, all the different businesses there because it's not just that company. You have to sort of give people the tools so that they can sustain this at home.
Meeting health needs of workers.
We want to bring your services to the entire company. And so that was exciting to me because I know in the literature it's been published that a metabolic health program focused on nutrition, focused on low-carb eating, intermittent fasting, it's been shown to save companies money. It's been shown to reduce the costs for medications, and patients absolutely love it because they lose weight and they come off their diabetes medications. So I was excited.
Hi, well, welcome to Low Carb MD podcast. This is part of our employee wellness series, which we have been rolling out every week. Today we have another participant in our pilot program. We have Gregg Schenk, who has had, and I'll let him tell his story, but it has been an amazing success story. And so welcome, Gregg. Tell us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about why you applied for the program to start with, and what it's done for you.
Well, I started back in 2020, a little heavy, and I was like, a lot of heavy, but I was like, I wanted to do something. I lost my father back in 2017 to heart disease, and I wanted to just lose weight. I wanted to get healthy. I didn't want to go down the same path of that he went down, having open heart surgery, numerous stents, et cetera, put in. And so I just started looking at something. I was like, well, do I go for the surgery, for bariatric surgery, or do I find another diet? I've been through so many diets that were just unsuccessful, so I really wasn't looking forward to doing that even. And then, I had my granddaughter. She was born in 2020, and they said, yeah, hey, we're going to go when she's 3. We're going to go to Disney World. And I was like, I want to go. I want to be able to go on the rides. I want to be able to hang with her, And I knew I was 320 pounds. It's like, there's no way I'd be able to fit on the rides, let alone a plane, and not need a seatbelt extender or something like that. And so I started looking around for something. And like I said, I really did not want to do the bariatric surgery because I've never had surgery on my body, and I didn't want to start with that. So as I was looking for something, an email came up in 2022 in December, in 21, from my employer saying that they were going to offer the Dr. Tro program to employees. They had also sent out prior, they were going to start covering some of the bariatric surgery too. So I was looking at both of them. But when this one came up, I said, okay, I've been praying to God for him to send me a sign, a signal, something of where I should go. And so when I saw this, I was like, yes, this is it. Um, Hopefully this will give me enough weight loss that I'll be able to go to Disney World, walk around, go on the rides, and just enjoy my life again, because
Yeah.
it's so restrictive being that heavy that it's hard to do basic things that most people just go off and do, you know?
My husband, Greg, belongs to the Dr. Tro Program through his company. When I say that has changed everything, it simply has changed everything. The education and the support that he gets from Dr. Tro and his team is unbelievable. They are always there. They check in with him. They monitor all of his blood sugar, his weight, his answer his questions. They offer podcasts. They offer articles. I mean, they are really on the front line with him.
What did you think when you first heard about the program? And did you watch one of the webinars that we did at that time? And what was
I did look at the web. I think there was a video that was shown in the email, and I did look at it. I was skeptical. I got to tell you. I mean, it was like, well, okay, this is a low carb keto diet. I don't know if I can do that. When you start looking at all the food labels and you look at all the carbs that's in products, you're like, there's no way I can do this. There's just absolutely no way. I don't know what this doctor's thinking, that you can give up all these carbs and actually succeed.
And you live in New Orleans, where
I live in New Orleans
with all the things.
Yes, fat capital of the world, definitely. The food is just so good here, and everything that they put in it is loaded with carbs, like heavy creams, sugars, etc. And yeah, it's just hard, And being a diabetic, I was on diabetes medicine, and it's like you gotta watch what you do in some things. But I did want to get off of some diabetic medicine too. So that's another reason why I said, okay, low carb, I got to give it a try. What have I got to lose, right? If I don't take advantage of the program, well, I stay like I am, and then I'm not gonna be a happy person. So let's try this. Let's give this a go. Let's give this doc a shot, basically.
And what had you tried before to lose weight?
Oh, I had tried Weight Watchers. I had tried calorie restriction. One of the participants the other day on one of our meeting we had Tuesday, he talked about the grapefruit diet, right? I actually tried that one, and it's just every one of them. You get to a certain point and that plateau hits, and there's just like no breaking through. You get to the point of, well, why am I bothering? What? It's you feel like you going nowhere. You're spinning your wheels. You're stuck in a mud puddle or something and never going to move. So I was hoping that this would be different, and it was.
And yeah, we'll get into all that. But you said that you have had diabetes. You have diabetes. What had any other doctor offered you or told you about metabolic health and how to manage your wellness with diet?
None of the doctors ever talked about metabolic health. Mm-hmm. They always talked about how to get that sugar to a lower number, how to reduce that A1C. And it was always, well, let's put you on Amadril, or probably bad pronouncing the name, but there's a couple of diabetes medicines, metformin, all these ones they started putting me on. And it seems like every time my A1C wasn't going in the correct direction, it would be, well, let's add this to it. Let's add another drug to it. So at one point, I was on 3 diabetic medicines that they had added. And I was like, why do I keep getting thrown these medicines? It's not really working. Sure, they would tell you, you could, to lose weight, eat less, move more. It's the common theme, is what you always hear. But sometimes one doctor even gave me a book and said, here's a diet, go follow it, and let's see what that would help you.
So they just kept throwing more and more medications on the problem, and it never really addressed it.
Correct.
Nobody ever mentioned managing your blood sugars, managing your A1C with diet alone, other than throwing you a booklet and saying, go for it.
Yeah, that's it. That was the only thing I ever did, and that was in the 5 or 10 minutes that I was in his office, for my bi-yearly checkup. I would go twice a year, and it was always the same thing. Oh, your blood, your A1C, it went up a little bit. But let's just either we'll monitor it, or let's try it another drug, and let's try to add this one. Never was saying, well, let's not take those things, because I asked that question. Well, can I get off of the one or the other ones if you're going to put me on this one? And most of them would say, no, let's just add it, and we'll back off if we have to later on. But let's add another one and see what it's going to do.
So here come all these crazy people doing this webinar for your company, telling you, offering you metabolic wellness, metabolic lifestyle changes, all the things. And of course you're skeptical, because what reason do you have to not be? Tell us what changed? What was the beginning of the program like for you?
At the beginning of the program, I had, like I said, I'd gotten the email and actually approved, at the end of that December 21. And so I started reading some of the documentation that's on the Tro app and what you had to do. So I actually started the day after New Year's Day. I was like,
just reading the app.
Just reading the app, just looking at the diet, and I said, I'm gonna start. So I actually started January 2nd. I didn't meet with the good doc here till later on in the month, but I started. I was gung ho. I was like, I'm going to try this. I'm not going to give up. So me and my wife went to the store. We just started looking at all the labels and looking at things I could eat and what I couldn't eat. And got to tell you, it's a couple of times my wife and I will look at each other and say, how in the hell are we going to do this? Is this really sustainable, to give up all these carbs? Because it's in everything you eat. How can you live on 30 carbs? There's just no way. We're going to try it, but I don't think this is for us. And I was like, yeah, I don't know either, But by the time I had that meeting with the good doc, I had actually lost 10 pounds, and that was 3 weeks. So I was like, well, maybe there's something to this, dear. I'm not going to give up on this, because it really seemed to work, And it wasn't easy, but because I still had some of the cravings and some of the hunger going on, because I still had some of that sugar, I guess, still in my body. But I wasn't going to give up at that point, because I did see success.
Everyone in the program gets a scale. It's a cardio scale that hooks up to your phone, that whenever you step on it, it gives all kinds of measurements concerning not just your weight, but your body composition. And Dr. Tro is monitoring that. You give him access to it, and cardio sends that information to him. They can see it in real time. When you step on the scale, it records it, they can see it. As well as the blood pressure cuff that we all get. We take it twice a day. He can monitor that blood pressure and see how you're doing to make sure that, everything is in parameters that they're looking for. Again, it's through the cardio app, which you're going to give that office access to, as well as the Libre CGM that everyone wears. That to me is a very powerful tool, the CGM, because you can monitor your sugar in real time as to what's going on with when you eat something. It does take 20 minutes or so, I guess, from the time you eat till it shows up in the CGM. But Dr. Laura has some real good explanations on CGM. So go to that portal and read and listen to it. It's got some good information there. But all those program highlights of how they monitor you helps to succeed on the journey. Because they can understand that, okay, well, what happened here? I see your sugar went up. What were you doing at this point? So you can discuss, maybe that was a challenge you were having at that point in time, and you can discuss it with them. As well as, looking out for any health issues that you may have because your blood pressure spiked, or you had some other issue that they saw. All of those, the way that they monitor you and keep track of you, really is very helpful on your journey.
Got it. And so once you started to kind of really, you started the program, you met with Tro and with your health coach, Brian. How long did it take around until your hunger sort of quieted down a little bit, till the cravings, till you looked at your wife and you said like, ah, I think maybe we can actually do this.
Probably from after I met with Tro, it probably took about another 2 weeks or so before I really noticed, I'm not hungry. I'm not, because I was still eating 3 meals a day, just all low carb, but it wasn't like, I'd get toward the end of the day or some point between meals and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm starving, because a lot of times that would happen. And before the program, and I wasn't having that anymore. I realized that I could easily handle just eating my meals and not snacking between them, not getting any late night snacks or anything like that. So like I said, it I always tell people it took me about 5 weeks before I think I was really over the hunger and the cravings.
Had you ever experienced anything like that with any other diet before?
Oh no. Even, like when I was on a calorie restriction diet, the dietitian had me on 1,200 calories a day, and I can tell you, I would come home and tell my wife, I am just starving. I don't know if I can do this because it's constant hunger. It wasn't, it wasn't every so often you were hungry. I was constantly hungry with the diet, but with I'm not going to give up attitude, I just lived through it, until, and I did have success with it, but it came with a cost, really, and that was that I always felt hunger.
It sounds like too, as you started with the Good Doc and this program with Brian, it sounds like you had the support that you needed in those first 6 weeks where the hunger was still talking to you to get through it.
Yeah, well, it's just me and my wife now. My son's married and he's on his own, so it's just us two. So without having kids in the house and having all the sweet stuff kids usually want to eat, it was very easy to go clean out the pantry, throw all that high carb bad food away, and just stock it up with good wholesome low carb food. That's easy to reach.
Got some rosettes in the back. We got some pecans, some of these keto clusters, which are really pretty good. Got some more coffee in there. Maybe some Slim Jims, some Element Tea. Got some almond flour crackers, Swerve, some of the Lily's chocolate, and of course you'll see the diet zero sugar drinks there. So before you probably would have seen all kinds of potato chips, cookies, all kinds of high carb foods, but I pretty much purged the pantry of all that bad stuff, and now I've stocked it up with other foods that are low in carb, right? And so as I move toward the refrigerator, I'll open that up. We do have some of the some protein drinks there that are low carb. You will see that boiled eggs. That's always my go-to when I'm hungry for a snack or something. I'll hit the eggs or what, because I do find that they're satisfying. Got some water here. I drink a lot of water as part of my diet. We got some strawberries, some olives for my salads, etc. We used heavy whipping cream. My wife likes to put it in her coffee.
What has been most impressive, though, is the education part. The part where they educate you about food and how it is produced and how it is marketed and how it's not as healthy as it really advertises to be. And so you have a lot of information to make some really good choices about what you put in your body.
So now you're over about a year and a half in.
Yep.
Tell us what the impact has been on your life and your health.
Health-wise, I just had some blood work done, which I was very happy to see. The A1C is, we started out 6.9, I think it was, and we're down to 4.7, which is just tremendous.
Wow.
I never had that with any of the other diets, and even the other medications that the doctors were throwing me on. I never had that. So in that respect, it had a major impact on my health. The cholesterol came down, the blood pressure came down, all the different markers that in my blood work, that doctors were concerned about, they were gone, so I'm
Wow.
really excited about that. Weight wise, like I said, I started at 321 pounds. I am down to 205 pounds now.
Wow.
So it's a miraculous, if you ask me, transformation, just to be able to go that all the way down to that, because I haven't been this weight since high school, probably like sophomore, junior in high school. I can get into my high school band jacket if it's like, wow, I haven't worn those clothes in years. So it feels good. I started out with my pant size. I was about 50, 52, when I started this diet. I can fit in a size 36 pair of pants now. So
That's awesome.
it's good to be able to go into a store and so realize I can buy anything in this store. I don't have to go to the big and tall section if they have one. I can go right to that store and find something, and that just brings a smile to my face. It really does.
The most important question of the day is, did you ever get to Disney?
I did get to
Your
Disney.
granddaughter, right?
Yes, January of this year, 2023, we did go to Disney. I rode on a plane and didn't need that seatbelt extender. The tray came down, didn't hit my stomach, and it was just a total enjoyable experience. I probably walked 10, 15 miles a day. Disney's pretty big, all through the parks. I never got tired. There wasn't pain. I wasn't hunger. Didn't hit me. We
That's
would
awesome.
eat breakfast in the morning, and I'd eat, a lot of eggs and bacon, and then we ate dinner at night. And so I was able to skip meals. And like I said, I got to ride on every ride I wanted to ride in comfort.
And you were able to stay low carb at Disney World?
I was.
Awesome.
I mean, I had to go look for it, but it wasn't like, it wasn't that something that was really hard to find. Most restaurants seem to have, even if it was a basic garden salad, but we would have vegetables or some other meat options that I could eat.
When you understand the whole concept of how food affects your blood sugar is a key to adapting a new lifestyle of eating and making sure that you're healthy and redefining what health means for you. We were able to go to Disney World with our 3-year-old granddaughter, and we walked and we managed meals, and we even managed to lose some weight when we got home. And all of those things are in part due to our perseverance, but into the information and the support that he gets from Dr. Tro.
What does your family say about this transformation? You're doing things you weren't able to do. You've lost weight. What does your family say? What does your healthcare team say? I'm curious about your family, what they say, your friends, coworkers, and what does your healthcare team say?
Well, I'm gonna start with my family. My mom is just ecstatic. She can't believe what she's seeing. She's every time she sees me, she said, "I gotta look twice because I see you." But I was like, "Is that my son?" And then she realizes it's me. And she always gives me a big hug and says, "I'm proud of you. You have no idea how proud I am of what you've done." So it really brings a warm feeling to me that my mom sees it like that. My wife, she's, like I said, she's been a staunch supporter of me, and she's helped me along the way. And she says the same thing. She'll tell me, I think you look better than when I met you. So that's good. And she just has a bad memory. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm really excited about that. My son, he's told me that numerous times that he loves the way I've gone to work on this. That I don't give up. So I've inspired him as well. So I feel real good about that. My doctors and I've seen some of them, and my diabetes doctor, he always tells me, "Keep up the good work. I'm proud of you. Not many of my patients do this." It seems that they want me to give them more medicine or something like that to do it, but not many of my patients do what you just did. So, I'm very happy to see you lose this much weight, and your blood work and everything looks fantastic. Yeah, yeah.
Curious about what you did. I mean, I'm just curious. So, they put you on medications and now you are coming to them off medications. And so are they curious about what you did?
Yeah, yeah. I tell them what I did, um,
You tell them you eat bacon? What do they say
I
to
did, well, my diabetes doctor, he didn't tell me anything about, oh, you gotta watch bacon or something, but he was just more of, he just loved all the blood work, the what he saw and what the levels were. He did say one point, he says, I just hope you'll be able to stay on this diet and maintain it. It's a hard diet, a hard lifestyle to live without the carbs. I don't know if it's sustainable, of course, but I think every doctor tells me that. And I just say, yeah, okay, I'm going to keep doing it because I I haven't been able to, to be at this weight in a long period of time, and this is how I want to live. I don't want to go back up to where I was. And eating the carbs and the amount of food I eat is just going to do it to me, and I'm not going there.
Greg, can I say something real quick?
Sure, sir.
So here you are, you're sustaining a diet, you're losing weight. It's been how long you've been eating this way?
Well, a year and a half.
Year and a half, right? Maybe a little more. And here they are saying, I hope you can sustain it. It's really hard, and
And also that they don't see any other patients doing this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So one thing I think is, well, if people need help sustaining it, well, why aren't we helping them better? They're like, don't you wish you got something more than that piece of paper? Like, go do this diet, several years back. Like, and I wonder what, like, I don't think it's a problem with your doctor. I think it's a problem with all doctors. If we know our patients need help sustaining the diet, well, what are we doing about it? So
Right.
tell me what you think.
Well, what's different between with you guys and my doctor is that it's a partnership, right? I feel like my doctors, I go in there, you wait forever to see them, and they're there for 5 or 10 minutes, and they're out the door. They never really ask you more of, well, what's going on in your life? What's causing you to eat, or what's causing you to do whatever, I'm there with my complaint is to them. Whereas I feel like this whole Tro program, it's been a partnership, from Brian as my coach, helping me along the way with some of my questions and challenges I have, to going to you, Dr. Tro, and you keep an eye on me health-wise, and to make sure that I'm not doing something that's going to put me at any health risk, to all the different group meetings that we have. There is so much here that it's very easy to stay on track, to stay focused. The help is there. If you got on this program and said I couldn't get help, well, you were blind, because there is just so many avenues you can go down to get the help you need. And this is a true partnership. This is not, come see me, see you in 6 months. Good luck. That's where this is different.
The other tools that's part of the program is not just the application with all the different feeds that you can go on and read and get more information on, but every Tuesday night there is a meeting with the community where we all get together, and Dr. Cho will talk about some of the science behind different studies that have come out. It could be we have some member spotlights so they can talk about their journeys and their trials and tribulations and what they succeeded at and what they didn't succeed at, to help you understand that we're all on the same journey. We all came through the same steps, the same ladder. We're all climbing the same one. So we're all on the same path, the same road. We're all going to hit those same potholes, and we're all going to hit that same smoothing out of the road too, I think. It's just that some people may have worse than others, but through everyone's learning, you learn. And so that to me is one of the most powerful things there is that you are not in this alone. And that whole meeting proves that everyone is on the same journey.
And what has that been like working with people that are also on the program?
My coworkers, I work remotely, so they don't see me but a couple of times a year. But when I do have gone into the office, all of them tell me, "Oh my God, what are you doing? What have you done?" And I tell them I joined the program, that our employer sponsors. And some of them are overweight, and I encourage them. It's like, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Join the program. Get on the list. Go to the 7 webinars. Find out what we're about. And take advantage of what the company's offering. It's an employee benefit like no other. So, what's stopping you? Why?
Do you have a sense of and this is harder to quantify, but how has this changed your work life, your professional life? What does it mean, to the company management? Like what would you tell other employers about offering this to their employees?
Well, for me, I feel like I'm more productive, right? I feel like I have to think with a clearer head. I'm not tired, because I find that all that weight, it's just dragged you down, So I was tired a lot, you could fall asleep at your desk easy at that weight, but now I'm just more alert. Like I said, I'm more productivity is way higher, and so I would tell other employers that this is a program you should definitely offer your employees. There's a lot of benefits, not just health-wise and medical-wise, with the maybe getting off medicines and making your insurance costs lower, but productivity for your employees, I think you're going to see a lot rise just because a healthy employee, I believe, is just be more productive for you. The things that I get done, I don't think I've put out this much work than I've ever put out, really. It's just tremendous. Mentally is where I'm at.
I'm just curious, does it save you any money? I don't know how many medications you dropped. I know there's co-pays for medications. Did it save you any money?
Oh yeah, definitely. All the different co-pays that I had, there'd be $10, $20, a month per medicine, So I think we dropped about 5 or 6 of them. I think you're right. So that would be, do the math, $30, 12, months a year. So, yeah, it's definitely saved me some money.
So you saved $500.
Yep.
And all you had to do was deal with us.
That's it. I just had to deal with you all. And that's just my copay. So my employer was, he saved a bunch of money also because he wasn't paying all those his portion of the cost of the medicine. So it's definitely some savings for all of us. Hopefully it resulted in lower insurance premiums too, because I'm not having any of these chronic diseases anymore that I have to go to doctors and get help with, right?
Yeah, and to your point earlier in the conversation, you kept getting more and more medications, and that probably would have been the same trajectory over the next however many years, right? The medication list wouldn't have gone down had you not made this lifestyle change. It would have just gone up and up and up. So yeah.
I agree with that. Probably so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to say, one thing to somebody that might be considering doing this, what would it be?
Don't delay. Don't delay. Don't procrastinate. I find that a lot of people, when you start talking about diets, they procrastinate. They got to think about it for a while before they really want to do it, and that's a big hurdle, And so, don't. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So just do it. Like that commercial says, if you sit there and wait and think about it, you're just gaining weight. So stop where you're at, cut your losses, and do the diet. And get on with it. Like I said many times, I've heard at least my parish priest has told us many times, if you want to have a pity party, fine, go off and do it. But at the end of the day, get your head back in the game and just finish the race. You got to do it. Do what we all know we have to do. So that would be my solution.
One of the things that we've seen is a lot of times it's hard to reach out for help when it comes to dieting, right? When it comes to food. So tell just tell the person that you want to reach, what has it been like reaching out for help? Right? What has it been like reaching out for help? So you went out and asked for help. Like I have diabetes. I'm on multiple medications. Help me. And you basically got a sheet of paper in your hand, and then see
Mhm.
you later. So
Right.
what is it like reaching for help in these four walls?
Oh, wow. It means everything. If you um like around Christmas time, when you're looking for different food recipes or ideas of how to stay on program, or so the app you have has all that in there for you, so it's easy to find that. That's a huge resource that you can get help from. If there's a lot of ways that I can communicate with your office through the various apps, and if I have questions, I just shoot y'all an email or a text message. Anybody picks up their phone, does text messaging, right? You can just text you all, and within maybe 30 minutes to 60 minutes, I get some sort of response back that says go try this or do this, and or maybe it's setting up a meeting or a discussion, on it. That to me is just valuable that I have somebody almost like on speed dial, that says, I need help, and someone says, I'm listening to you, as opposed to, I've called doctors' offices up and I've asked questions, and I might get a call back that day. Most of the time it's 2 days, before I hear back from them. So to get a response back that quick, it's just so much for you, that you can keep yourself on track and know that someone is listening to help you achieve your goals. You're not in this by yourself. You have a true partnership, and that's what's important. I've always told, my wife, different products, et cetera, when I look for something, I'm a buy for the house, I want to make sure I get good customer service. The price doesn't really bother me as much if I know I'm getting good customer service. If you don't get good customer service, you're like, hey, it's a piece of crap. I don't want to fool with that company anymore. But you guys are the epitome of customer service, if you ask me, that know that I need help, I reach out and I get it. That means everything to me. I'm not in this alone.
I think that's what most people are looking for. Most people are looking, when they reach out for that hand for help, it's more than that piece of paper.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. A piece of paper gets lost,
Or a
but you
couple
got,
prescriptions, here's just more to take.
right. And and then we've talked about this many times, Dr. Tro, but every time they give you those prescriptions, that they don't tell you when you be able to get off of it, right? Uh, don't put me on a medicine without a plan to how I can get off of it or what I can do to get off of it. I feel like they just throw a medicine at you and just say, see you later in 6 months. Let's see if it worked.
Greg, can I, pretend you have a direct channel to some HR director, some CEO, somebody out there, right, who's thinking, oh man, should we hire that crazy team from New York? Pretend you have a direct channel to them. What do you say to them?
I would tell them to do it. Just call up to you guys and kind of what my employer did is put 10, 12 people through the program, right? See the results. You're going to see the results, I know a lot of times seeing is believing, right? You can listen to me all you want, but I think if you get a couple of people to go through the program and you will see the results that they achieve, I think you're going to realize it's worth it, your time and your money to let your employees go through this program. I think the benefits are there and you'll get realized, but you just need to reach out and try it. That would be my suggestion to them, and do it as quick as you can. Your employees' health is really important for your business as well as for themselves. So happy employees should be a good employee, and if they're losing weight and they're feeling good about themselves and they're be able to be an active person in their community, well, think about what you created there or helped create. My employers told me many times, that they started this program because they wanted their employees healthier. They wanted their employees happier, because they thought it would be more productive for both the employee and the company. So therefore, if you bring your best to the company every day, well, you should expect that the company brings the best to you every day in return. It's a two-way street, right? It's not a one-way, just the employer. So when you have this cooperation between your employer and with you guys, right, it's a win-win situation. So just go for that win-win. That's what I would tell that employer.
That's awesome.
But look, I really want to tell you guys, I really appreciate everything you all have done for me. I mean, I am eternally grateful to every one of you all in the program. It's just been a pure pleasure and joy to work with you. You know, sometimes you go to these doctor's offices and it's like, you know, for the first person to meet, the receptionist, to the person who collects your copay, to you just feel like you're just a cow going through the turnstiles or something. You know, it's you don't mean nothing to them. So, but you guys, I feel like I mean something to everyone of y'all. So I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for listening to our Employee Wellness series. We hope you find it interesting and inspirational. If you're interested in bringing metabolic health to your work environment, to your company, please visit drtro.com or reach out to our practice.